So now that the tech test is officially ending, we have to go back to MLB The Show 21 for another month. But besides the obvious depression that's going to bring everybody, we learned so much about the new game from this tech test. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the good, the bad, and then my final opinions on the tech test and what I'm excited for 22. But before we get into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We post daily MLB The Show 22 news, tips, and gameplay all throughout the year, so be sure to hit that sub button. So let's start with the good. The big obvious upgrade is they add this brand new co-op mode, which is a 2v2 and 3v3 online game mode you can play with your friends or you can play with randoms. And the tech test officially ended, that's great. But I'm gonna be honest, coming into the tech test, I didn't have super high hopes for co-op. I thought it'd be too slow paced, very buggy, and just, it didn't spark my interest. But I feel like I can speak for a lot of people when I say that it exceeded every expectation that I had for it. Co-op was super fun, especially if you played with your friends. It wasn't in the tech test, but when the game drops, you'll be able to add your Diamond Dynasty players, which I think will be super fun. I think they hit it out of the park with this. I think it's a super easy concept to understand. It just gave me that similar teams aspect fun that you've had in previous games like a Fortnite or a Warzone or 2K My Park. While all those games are vastly different, it gave me the same kind of vibes. I absolutely loved it. They fucking hit a home run with this. Another key adjustment was some of the gameplay features that they added. For example, the par being a lot bigger when you start pitching pitches up in the zone. This means though up and in sinkers are not nearly going to be as effective as they were in last year's game. And then the PCI anchor, great feature for those who are beginners coming to the game, or even if you've played the game for years, I think it's a nice add. Takes a lot less tension off ya, and I don't know man, I just really like some of those gameplay features. And while the servers are now down, one thing I do want to talk about, even though it's small, is some of the cosmetic changes they added. Even though we knew they were gonna add it, seeing the Guardians logo and uniforms in the game, I think they look super clean. And I can't show it to you, but they added that new pack animation when you open the packs. It's just different than it has been in years past. So it also gives me hope that the walkouts will be different, even though they weren't shown in the game, that they'll be different at launch than they were last year. I think Madden hits it out of the park with their pack opening animations. I also think 2K does a pretty good job. MLB's has just kind of been boring the past few years, so I'm hoping they have a huge update to that. And lastly, the BR program is going to be back in MLB The Show 22, so hopefully we have a similar ranked seasons type format again this year. This was one of my favorite features they added in last year's game. Going 12-0, I am confident I will never do. Not because I'm not complete ass at the game, but I get screwed so much. I'll get like 8 wins and then something spooky happens and all of a sudden I lose. That shit's really hard, man. So giving people a reward path, the grind to get some of the best players in the game is awesome, and I'm happy it's coming back. Was worried that they may have taken it out just because, like I said, you're getting some really good, expensive players. So who knows if it would have cut into their overall profit margins, and you just never know. SDS never likes to make the same game multiple years in a row, so I could have seen them trying to switch it up. I'm just happy it's back. But that's some of the good things that I noticed from the tech test, but we obviously haven't seen everything yet. They've only had one featured live stream. I think they have like 6 more where one of them's going to be talking about gameplay, pitching, fielding, hitting. Another's going to be talking about all the new Diamond Dynasty aspects, which we already know is going to have a brand new mini seasons mode that we know nothing about. The only thing we kind of know about is co-op, which is going to lead me into the bad that I noticed. Like I said, co-op was fucking amazing. Exceeded every expectation I had for it. But my biggest fear for it still lingers, as it was fun in the tech test, but once the game officially drops, we're gonna have so much doing Diamond Dynasty. The franchise people are gonna play franchise. There's gonna be a lot more options than what we had. So it's crazy to say that it'll be unpopular as launch as it was on the tech test. Fun mode, I'll probably play it once in a while, but I've always feared that the fact that there are no rewards lingering with it, nothing Diamond Dynasty related, that a large part of your audience isn't really going to want to play it. My solution is add what they do for squads like in Madden. Make a seasons format, which I'm hoping what mini seasons is, and then add rewards that correlate with that. Gives you a new online game mode and way to earn Diamond Dynasty rewards, which is what a large part of your audience plays. But they already did say at the start of launch there won't be any rewards for co-op. co-op, but they're hoping maybe later in the year there will be. So hopefully by like August we have something, but we'll just have to see how it plays when the game drops. Next, let's talk about some of the issues in last year's game that seem to have made their way back to 22. First off, hitting and pitching feel the exact same as it did last year. A lot of early home runs. There were times where it felt like I had more shitty swings that led to hits than good swings that led to hits. And then I haven't experienced it, but I've heard people that had freeze-offs in the tech test. That is worrisome. That was an issue all last year, and you didn't even have a fraction of the people that will be playing on April 1st or April 5th that you did during the tech test. That means that the issue could get even worse. And this is the first year the Switch is coming over. You don't want to make a bad impression on that audience with all the gameplay issues and then freeze-offs. This is only year 2 of Xbox coming. You already had freeze-offs in last year's and their first year. You have their second year, and people are going to start thinking this is an every year issue. There's no way at launch that can't happen. You can't be having freeze-offs for essentially a full game cycle and then the start of the next game cycle. So hopefully they fix that shit. There were also a lot of connection issues. Co-op was dope as shit and all, but it took almost 4 tries to actually get into a game because it would either freeze or you would get kicked out. Just a lot of buggy shit. But overall, that's really all that we had for the tech test. We only could do a certain amount of things, not a lot of Diamond Dynasty aspects, no franchise, no March to October, nothing like that. We'll learn more about everything that's coming for those features later on, except for maybe franchise, because for whatever reason, we got a scheduled feature premiere for commentary, but not franchise. So we've learned absolutely nothing about the game yet, just very small features. And that's why I still have hope that maybe some of the gameplay bugs will get updated. But I think this was more so to test out co-op, and based off what I've seen on community feedback, on Twitter, YouTube, I think people really enjoyed it. So hopefully they continue to update that throughout the year, maybe add a way to correlate it with Diamond Dynasty a little bit more, including rewards, including a season, so it's not just you're hopping into a game and then that's it. Different aspects like that would be super dope. But let me know what your thoughts on the tech test are. We now have 1 month of playing MLB The Show 22 till we get the entire game, but every week we'll learn something more and more about the game. Like tomorrow we'll learn everything about the Switch. Probably gonna be a super boring stream, so I'll post a video covering everything on that. But at the very least, we'll hear about a new legend tomorrow. Once again, let me know your thoughts on tech test below. What did you like? What do you dislike? Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'm out. Peace.